Hey lovers and friends, you are watching From Justin to Amelia, Conscious Conversations, where a real couple discusses all the things men and women usually argue about and even break up over.
This episode, politics.
That thing that seems to just rip families apart and break people up, especially after the 2016 election. I've heard there were many divorces. We actually don't agree on everything from a political standpoint, and things have gotten really heated, even scary, to the point of where it's like, oh my gosh, like, what are we doing? And so we thought it was important to talk about this because we don't want it to be something that breaks people up.
So I wake up one morning and I find her asking me about Colin Kaepernick. And I'm like, do you even know who Colin Kaepernick plays for?
The 49ers.
Right. So she knows who he is, and this guy just takes a knee and he doesn't take part in the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem. It upset a lot of people, moved a lot of people. There's been a lot of different views about it. So she comes at me like really passionately about this movement. And I'm asking her, why are you so upset?
It was really about Connie Lauren. A few of my Facebook friends posted one of her video response to Kaepernick. And I watched the video. Now, I had seen her videos and her Twitter before, and look, I mean, I just don't agree with her, and I don't like her. I watched the video. I was very affected by it and very angered. And so I showed him the video, and he was like, what's wrong with it? I agree with everything she's saying. And I don't know if I turned white or yellow or what, but I just was so taken aback because I was not expecting him to agree with her, especially since I was so moved and angered by her.
Now, time out. Now, for those of you who don't know who Connie Lauren is, she's this very angry white lady on social media, and that's the truth. Maybe she's not angry. We'll say she's passionately moved. And this lady is a reporter, and she goes out here and she looks for content to really just stab at people and to voice every opinion that she has.
The long story short is I was very upset because he didn't agree with me. And hey, my ladies, even my gentlemen, I'm sure you can relate being very upset when your partner doesn't agree with you on something that deeply moves you.
Now let's set the record straight. Now, she agreed with Colin Kaepernick. She was all in favor of him taking his knee and not participating in the national anthem. I initially disagreed with Kaepernick. I thought that was disrespectful to the flag, it was disrespectful to our nation, and disrespectful to our military, because those people are fighting in the war. For him to even have the right to be able to not participate in just a song or something that means a lot to this country. So the least he could do, he has the opportunity on that level to play in the organization, was to at least participate in something that's not life-threatening. Then it got a lot deeper, okay? I took a look back at myself and I started opening up my mind. I started listening to different articles by Marines, and I started listening to the Steelers linebacker, Ray Lewis, and getting his take on it. And he made a great point. He said, I understand what he's trying to do with his level of fame, but take the flag out of it. And then I started opening up my mind. I was like, okay, if a black man that played in the NFL at that level, if he can say that, then I started to look the other way. And then a Marine posted and said, you know what, like, I'm not offended by anything that Colin Kaepernick did. I'm not against it. He's like, I fought for him to have that right to be able to have that free voice. And if he wouldn't have did anything, if he would have just sat there and not made this movement, then I would be disgusted with him in that sense. And when you just start looking at a situation from a whole nother way, it can really change your, at least open up your mind.
Yes to all of that. And people, and I just mean in general, whether you agreed with Kaepernick or not, or Connie Lauren or not, or whatever, people will always want to find evidence for something that they already believe to be true. So people who already kind of didn't like Kaepernick were just like, oh, he's a whiny little bitch, whatever. Because here's the real deal. If you were to take every single game, sports games or anything where there's the national anthem, and you scanned the whole audience, not everyone is standing up. There are people talking, there are people eating hot dogs and popcorn and nacho chips. Not everyone is doing it, and no one says anything. Anyone, in my opinion, anyone with high visibility has a certain level of responsibility to make their voice heard, because their voice can be heard in a way that other people's can't.
So we came to this conclusion because I even looked at Connie Lauren and I said, okay, what is it about her? Is she really this angry? Is there other points? And she, if you ever seen any of her videos, she goes and I felt as though
she'll cut into anybody.
She will cut into anybody. She will actually dig deep into content just to have something to say. And regardless of whether you agree or disagree, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I felt as though she was just screaming and crying white people tears. She's a white woman, okay, and I understand that. But she's a very privileged person because she has to not deal with a lot of things that a lot of other people, like my dad, deals with. So I say that to say this. I realize that it's because of her situation. Now, I'm not judging her. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. What we both realize is that she's not angry. She's just sad on the inside, and that she's hurt. And that, you know, it's because of her that, you know, the world, not necessarily because of her alone, but because of people like her, shall I say. People need stuff like self-love story. People need personal development. People need to open up their minds and to look past and to realize that they don't have to step into every fight. One thing that helped me when she kind of opened up my mind, politics and any other topic, is that we're on the same team. And she's not necessarily arguing against me.
Well, for like, if it's a difference of opinion, it's for what I believe. Not necessarily to knock him down or tear him down, but just because...
Or one up each other.
Yes, but just because I really believe in what I'm saying, and I'm going to fight for that because I care about myself and love and honor myself. And I also love and honor the relationship. So also to the point about being able to sit and be angry at each other for a little while, that also takes a deep level of respect because we weren't scared that the relationship was in trouble or anything. It was just kind of like, whoo, okay, we need to cool off and maybe think about some things and let what the other person was saying kind of settle in so we could learn a different point of view.
And don't ever feel like confrontation is necessarily a negative thing. It can bring clarity. It can bring you guys closer together. I think
it's brought us closer together.
And I believe that, you know, you have to go through that in order to make it to the other side, because if those topics go untouched, such as politics, then there's a white elephant in the room that nobody's addressing. There's a lot of tension. And you don't want to live in that atmosphere because that's not healthy for anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Politics.
If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, comment below, and most importantly, subscribe by going to FromJustinToAmelia.com. See you later.